son, no need to run from the truth. We need to come to understand Ephesians 1. We see in love the Father predestined. We seem to have a problem with the doctrine of election. We keep stressing and leave guessing, leading to depression because it's God's love we question. We'll sit back and take a deep breath and exhale. Let's set sail. The word of God is refreshing. Let's be real with it. The Bible obviously talks about predestination, so we gotta deal with it. I be your fake attorney by His grace and mercy and present my case. So let's take a journey for the sake of learning. First turn to Romans 8:28 through 30, zooming in on verse 29. Read the first line. Those who He foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son. Exhibit number 1. People try to use an argument lacking common sense concerning the foreknowledge of God, thinking the logic fits. Dudes are saying He looked out into the future ages with illumination, seeing all that would choose salvation. And those men were chosen by God because they chose Him, but that's not what the passage has spoken. It says those He foreknew He predestined. If He foreknew everybody, is everyone predestined? Is everyone His object of affection? If so, what's the point of the doctrine of election? It's spiritual, but let me make it plain so you see the miracle and praise His name instead of taking His grace in vain. It isn't complicated. We all evaded the God that made us and traded in His truth for a lie, worshiping what God created more than God, who was glorified, corroborated our death. Our lives are an abomination. But if the Father's aim is to bestow mercy, then it's not to say that He was obligated, but that God is gracious. As God's enemies, we deserve to be crushed. We're dirty enough to be eternally cursed and turned into dust. And if He did it, He would be perfectly just to murder me, but He decided to show mercy to us. I didn't choose God, God chose me, gave me a new heart, and it wasn't because I was holy. But if I chose G-O-D, then God owes me. The only reason I first walked through them church doors is Psalm 65 verse 4. Why do I know God? Matthew 11:27 says it best. In those that have been predestined, keep pressing. It's a deep message. I only see blessing in election. I'ma see the blessing, yo, it's not even a question. How God in His perfection wrote the doctrine of election.
Yeah, God in His perfection wrote the doctrine of election, cause He's sovereign, there's no question. And it got some people stressing, but no option but election can account for our protection, godly direction, nor perfected bodily resurrection. Yo, don't let the thinking of modern men fool ya. God does what He wants, that's what it means to be sovereign ruler. It's deep and not complicated. With complete confidence, I'll state it, peep it. It's how God has always operated. He's the greatest fam, His amazing plan made His hand save the man Abraham from a pagan land. Who can argue with the people that God chooses? Israel and not Egypt, Peter and not Judas. Humanly speaking, it should have been Saul and not David. The inheritance should have been Esau's and not Jacob. The truth, it speaks rightly so you can see rightly. A huge mighty God who chooses the least likely. Still some contest it as a phony doctrine, but if we're really dead in sin, predestination is the only option. With reservations, they fume inside. This hesitation because it's devastating to human pride. This truth is the sober kind that you're prone to find in passages like Romans 9. Is so divine, it'll blow your mind. We are the clay and we've been formed by the potter. None can come to the Son unless they're drawn by the Father.
But God draws everybody.
That's what some cats say. It can't be that way, cause all who are drawn are raised on the last day. Because of original sin and all of our despicable deadness within election must be unconditional then. Some people say that we were drowning in the ocean, barely floating, until God threw us the rope then. Our free will helped us as we grow. Our faith is the hand that grabbed the rope and God put us back in the boat. No, without apology, I deny that analogy. Reality, we were dead at the bottom of the sea. I was a swollen corpse with hope no more, till Jehovah the Lord dove from the shore to the ocean floor. Yeah, I was a corpse and I smelt like it. I'll keep it simple. Why did God choose me? Because He felt like it. He brought me out, not an act of my volition. Breathed life into my lungs and didn't ask for my permission. Throughout the Bible, there's major examples of this. Pages of passages like the raising of Lazarus. Rather than debating the Master's gift, we should be happily praising His magnanimous saving of savages. It's time we see God's sovereignty and His primacy, His holy dynasty, running things by divine decree. Why does He choose some and not others to see Jesus? Our God is in the heavens, He does wherever He pleases.